All captives free. I fight against all wicked, we are conquerors. For freedom, our justice and peace. Boss up, we are boss up them barriers. Setting all captives free. I fight against all wicked, we are conquerors. For freedom, our justice and peace. Society teachers. Joshua the Savior was a one man. The teachers, Jesus Christ the Savior was a white man. But hear this truth, Napoleon destroyed all the black paintings of Christ. Ordered Michelangelo to paint them back white. The land we are rooted up from the root, yeah. I never heard of no white man with ear like lamb's wool. I never heard of no white man. It's all a conspiracy to take away and change our history. They didn't translate your words to benefit black people. That's why we are close up them barriers. Setting all captives free. I fight against all wicked, we are conquerors. For freedom, our justice and peace. We are boss up them barriers. Setting all captives free. I fight against all wicked, we are conquerors. For freedom, our justice and peace. For more than 400 years, we're captive by this slavery mentally. And still they've broken to set us free. Yeah.
What's up with y'all? We just waiting for some people to get in real quick. As soon as they get in, then we'll get into this. The title of this video is self-explanatory, so it shouldn't be what you call that, surprise. You know, let me turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I got to do my sound a little bit different until I get another mixer. I got to get a separate mixer for this so I can have more channels. Technically, I have 32 channels, but I can only use the first one. Can't use the first two. And yeah. So let's get into it. So recently in the news, it seems like a lot of people was out there butthurt about Tyson Fury and this Daniel Kinahan, which is Irish current Irish dude out there. It's part of the some type of organized crime out there in Ireland. But nonetheless, I'm gonna get into this article. Then I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on it. As article is on ESPN.com's page. And it basically says Dublin, the boxing promoter helping to arrange the all-British heavyweight fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is the subject of dialogue between authorities in Ireland and United Emirates because of his links to organized crime. Daniel Kinahan, an Irishman currently based in the UAE, was checked on 3 occasions by Fury. When the WBC champion announced Wednesday he had reached an agreement with 3-belt title holder Joshua for a fight in 2021. The article goes on and also says the High Court in Dublin previously named Kinahan as a senior figure in an organized crime gang involved in international drug trafficking operations and firearm offenses. The British Press Association reported. I was taken back by Tyson Fury and his video dropping in that name you mentioned. Irish Prime Minister said. He told Parliament on Thursday in response to remarks from another party leader, Alan Kelly, about Kinahan's involvement in Fury Joshua deal. While I cannot comment on any particular Irish police operations, I can certainly assure you there has been contacted between Department of Foreign Affairs and the authorities in United Arab Emirates about the matter. Kinahan is one of the founders of MTK Global, a management company that represents Fury, and was recently hired as special advisor to Prince of Bahrain Sports Organization, KHK. Fury has previously posted a picture of the Twitter of himself with Kinahan. On Wednesday, he thanked Kinahan for fixing the proposed two-fight deal with Joshua in a video posted on Twitter. there is an individual from our country who was, according to the High Court, a very senior figure in organized crime on a global scale, Kelly said in Parliament on Thursday as he called for the Irish government to intervene. According to CAB, Criminal Assist Bureau, he has controlled and managed operations of the Kinahan organized crime for some time. Another lawmaker, Richmond, said he was written to potentially broadcaster of Joshua Fury to fight, make sure they are aware of who Daniel Kinahan is, and to see if they are comfortable with working with him. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is going to be one of the biggest boxing matches of the next decade. It's huge, and as a sport fan, I'm obviously enthused by it. However, I'm not enthused by the fact that Tyson Fury cited Daniel Kinahan 3 times in the announcement of the fight. Richmond said in his video message posted on Twitter, Daniel Kinahan, as we've learned in his sworn affidavit to the High Court last month, is a criminal mastermind behind one of the biggest drug feuds and drug operations in the country. It's extremely worrying that he's involved in this bout. The Irish Daily Star newspaper said in this Thursday edition it will not be covering the Fury-Joshua fight because of Kinahan's involvement. So even the Daily Star said they don't want none of this. What you got to think about that, Pep?
I'm kind of shocked, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. MTK Global, this guy, Dan, I haven't heard of him since I heard of him yesterday. It's quite shocking that he's involved in this kind of stuff, and Tyson Fury, is involved with him. So I think, it's a bad thing. At the same time, I think they shouldn't even talk about this because, at the end of the day, Tyson Fury is supposed to be facing Deontay Wilder. So he shouldn't be overlooking Deontay Wilder. And this is the reason why, for me, I think, he could lose this fight because overlooking Deontay Wilder, a man that's, just lost his title, he's training hard. I think is about, he needs to be careful, Tyson Fury. Everything is all off right now. Like he's dealing with a guy that, is involved in this type of stuff. It's shocking, man. I'm really shocked right now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this one thing. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that these guys knew that since 2012, this guy has been working for MTK Global. Everybody's been working with MTK Global. A lot of YouTubers been freelancing for MTK Global. So it's kind of like it's been plastered on the rings. It's been plastered on TV. It's been plastered everywhere. Now all of a sudden, now that he called this dude out, who's the founder of MTK Global, and they've been around since 2012. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. But you knew this the whole time. Everybody knew this the whole time.
IFL TV, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they are sponsored by MTK Global as well, IFL TV. So they're benefiting off this stuff. So this is, this is wrong. Like, I don't know why no one's looking into it. Like, but this is the thing with boxing, man. Boxing is so corrupt. Like, if this was any other sport, they wouldn't tolerate this type of stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like Tyson Fury, we know that he's not a saint. He pretends that he's a nice guy and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
Listen, he's a dodgy guy, and he's involved with a dodgy guy. He's tanking this guy. This guy is the guy that apparently made the negotiation easier. I just think Tyson Fury, like, he's still getting a lot of respect from the public as well. Like, Anthony Joshua goes out there, stands for his people. He gets slated. All the fans now, they don't want to support him anymore. And now this guy is involved in much more deeper stuff. And, he's the king. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but that's nobody. But that's what I was saying is like everybody knew, but nobody cared. Nobody cared until all of a sudden this dude is about to have one of the biggest fights. Sorry, B-Man, what's happening? He's about to have one of the biggest fights of his career with Deontay Wilder. Then that one, they deem it as it's supposed to be this grand and big and stuff like that. So to me, to tell you the truth, it's all because of money. They mad that this dude is actually out here evading the fucking law, evading him. If you knew this dude is a mastermind for all this stuff, how come you ain't got him yet? How come you ain't got
And
him
that's
yet?
the thing. This is the thing. Like they're covering Tyson Fury. Like Tyson Fury, he's been dodgy since what 2015 when he beat Klitschko. Because that was dodgy. Like suddenly he didn't, face him again. He avoided Klitschko for the rematch. Obviously, there was a lot of involvement. He said that he was depressed, all that sort of stuff, and then suddenly now he's not depressed anymore. Like, come on, man. Normally, when people are depressed, they don't just get over it. This is a disease that will stay with you for a long, long time. You might never even recover. The guy has been dodgy for a while. He's been involved with MTK Global, and of course, he's not a dumb guy. He's a gypsy. Gypsy people, I've always said it. Like they know when to do, dodgy deals, and they're involved in dodgy stuff. I know a lot of dodgy gypsies in Bristol, the UK, where I live, and whenever I ask them like, where do you get the money from? They always got loads of money on them, and I ask them, where do you get the money from? And they tell me like, oh, you have to find it. Like, come on, man. Like this guy, like people don't see the truth. Like in Tyson Fury, you know what I mean?
Well, it's not just that, because like I put like this, it's like people would bring up this the mob boss guy, right? And to me, it shouldn't even be a big ass factor. And the reason why I'm gonna say it again, it shouldn't be a big ass factor because you knew it the whole time. And me looking at it is like they mad at the guy is making money and is about to make loads of money, and now all of a sudden they want to stop this dude shine. And to me, that makes sense because you salty this whole time. You ain't been talking about this dude. It's like, why y'all still doing business with this guy? Why is his name plastered on everything? Why is MT Clay Global plastered on this on live TV, and ain't nobody saying nothing about it? And then not only that, nobody's talking about who's cheating in boxing or who's not cheating in boxing. Whether or not you believe Tyson Fury cheated in his last fight or not, his last two fights or not, what you have to understand is not his last two, but Wilder fights. What you have to understand is that you don't bring that up, but you want to bring this guy up. And then not only with this thing it's kind of like with the whole wild boar thing. Okay, you got the whole wild boar thing. Y'all don't want to bring that up. Nobody wants to bring it up. Nobody wants to do interviews and stuff like that. What makes you think that somebody up over there, Mike Daniel, the Daniel, the Irish mob boss guy, didn't have no strings attached with pulling somebody's arm, including Anthony Joshua's and Edward Hearns, and then making this fight? What makes you think that shit just popped up overnight? What makes you think he don't got no dirt on somebody? What makes you think that he ain't got no leverage on somebody to make them bend to his will? And that's the reason why I don't really I can understand why they mad. Like I said before, is because this guy is making money and you guys can't do nothing. Y'all can't stop him. You're not going to stop this fight. Nobody gives a damn. And another thing about organized crime and things of that sort. Look at how many people that let their government get over on them. Like literally sucker them. Like literally, hold up. Like literally sit up over there, take all their money out of their paycheck, literally sit over there, don't do what's right for medical care, don't do what's right with the police, don't do what's right with even allowing the public to fucking know what the fuck is really going on. It's like in the UK, y'all can't go out there and just like figure out these court cases and stuff like that like we could do out here. UCAD, Triple BOC, they do whatever the fuck they want to, just like these other cats. They can get over with anything. They can get over with murder. They can get over with putting a fighter in the ring, knowing he got PEDs in the system. But you guys want to go after a mob boss that's out here just making money legally. But you wasn't saying nothing. You had umpteen years to say something to put a stop to this guy working for MT Clay Global. You had umpteen years to stop this guy from getting promoted throughout the whole fucking world internationally, and you didn't do nothing about it until now. This guy is a part of one of the biggest fights in a decade in British boxing.
I mean, this guy, like this mob guy, like, yeah, I believe this stuff because at the end of the day, the wild boar stuff, like I only heard it on YouTube, like, and on the newspapers. But other than that, I didn't hear Sky talking about it. BT, no one's really talking about it on the mainstream, media. Like they try to cover it up because this mob obviously, he's got money to shut them up, or not even that. Sometimes, he's got leverage on these people. So this Wild War stuff, like I can't believe it. Like why no one ever talked about it? Like I'm talking about the mainstream, not YouTube and the newspapers. And then you got Tyson Fury, like he's with this MTK Global, like he's been with them for such a long time, and IFL, and now like he's talking to some Arabs. This is the one I thought like not long ago, like oh this MTK Global, like they seem a bit dodgy because they're dealing with Arabs. Like Arabs got a lot of money and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like shit ain't right, man.
And then this is another thing with the with both with, I don't know how many parliaments, how many branches of government, like you got the Irish, you got the UK, how many, you got England, how many, like, okay, let's put it like this.
Welsh, Scotland, Northern Ireland.
Okay, we'll put it like this. Where was the adamant urgency of trying to stop this guy, what was the urgency with people saying, hey, don't have no fight in the UAE because Saudi Arabia or the UAE because look what they do to people. Where's the urgency in that? Because when you start looking up the UAE with slaves, you start looking up Saudi Arabia with slaves, you start looking up them both things with human rights violations and shit like that. You kind of like, where was the urgency in that?
There isn't, because at the end of the day, like they can make things up. Like, like for example, the fight with Joshua against Ruiz, like that was, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a country that's, they've been doing slaves and all that sort of stuff, dodgy money, and they still made that fight because it's about money. Like, as long as these governments are getting money, they don't care. Like they'll go ahead with it. Like you can't stop these people. They got money, man. This is the thing, man.
Hey, Laws, you there? Laws.
Yeah, I'm there, mate. Yeah, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you. You've been listening to what we've been talking about?
No, I haven't, mate. I was putting my washing out, but I just tuned in now.
Oh, did you read the article on the outrage of Tyson Fury calling out Daniel Kinahan? What is it? Kinahan?
Yeah, for making
his name, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a load of fucking bullshit, man. That fight hasn't been made.
Yeah, but I just want to keep it to the Tyson Fury calling out Daniel Cunningham for making the fight. Supposedly.
Oh yeah. Well, supposedly. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it because I think it's bullshit. What I've seen and what I've weighed up, I think it's bullshit. Is there any proof that Eddie Hearn's actually said? Because I swear I don't know if there's.
Yeah, there's a proof. There's a proof on IFL yesterday. There was an interview with Eddie Hearn, and he said that they agreed on principle. As long as they win their both fights, both men.
That just means they shook hands.
They shook hands. Yeah, there's no contract. They shook hands.
Yeah, that just basically means they shook hands and said, "Yeah, that's feasible." Blah blah. Woo. But I want to keep it to the Daniel Cunningham making the fight for Tyson Fury. I just want to keep it in that realm. You see what I'm saying? Because I think that part is a load of bullshit, because I think that they had ample space and opportunity to stop this guy, and also ample space and opportunity to stop other fights from happening when it comes to shady business partners. And they haven't, and you didn't hear the Irish Parliament or England Parliament or anybody come out there and try to stop any of these other fights, or let alone call out illegal antics of some of these boxers. Because who the fuck? What kind of idiot will believe a fairy tale about wild boar meat? What kind of idiot will believe that? You see what I'm saying? And so you don't hear nobody calling him out for lying under oath. You don't hear nobody with a government official. You don't hear nobody. You don't hear nothing with that. And like Pep said, that I've been saying from day one, Tyson Fury didn't have no fucking depression. If he did have depression, it was caused by him because he allowed his career to go down the toilet for a few years because he cheated and he had cocaine in the system.
Facts.
Any man that's on top of the fucking world, any man that ends up on top of the put yourself in Tyson Fury's shoes, right? You feel like you king of the world, and a lot of people out there feel like you king of the world, and you get caught. Hold up, and you get caught with PEDs in your system, 2 types of cocaine and some other shit, and you get caught. You got to face either being stripped or going out of your own accord, and then you got to go back, face your fucking family and face your fans. Who wouldn't feel fucking depressed? You see what I'm saying?
Well,
what kind of boxer?
That's why he got stripped, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
For pads after the Klitschko fight.
Go ahead, Pep.
Yeah, I was gonna say like about the one that he got caught for cheating. That was like when he fought Christian Hammer. That was like proven that he used PEDs, steroids. Oh, yeah. So that one was proven. So the fight with Klitschko, like I reckon, like he cheated as well. That's why he left the sport and he started using cocaine and all that sort of stuff. So then the test will come out differently. So this guy, he's a known cheater, and the only thing that he could say is like, yeah, I'm depressed. Feel sorry for me. I'm alcoholic. And this is the thing with the British fans. They like to feel sorry for.
That's why he never got tested, Pat. He got tested and he popped dirty, but when he used the depression bullshit, he never got tested after that. He just got stripped of the titles because he made the excuse of he was like Mike said before, he was depressed, manic depressant and all this bullshit. So he used cocaine and alcohol and fucking whatever, steroids and PEDs because he was depressed. But he used that as the cover up that he'd been fucking popping dirty.
But like to go back to the subject, he's been involved. He was involved. That guy, Dan, the guy with the MTK Global, the guy that's supposed to be making this fight. And if they win both fights, obviously Anthony has to win and Fury has to win. That guy, Dan, he's been involved all along. The MTK Global, the mob guy, the one you were talking about, Mike. He's been involved. Like he's the one that's been hiding the things from the others. Like and this is the thing.
And MT Global supposed to. I was listening to KQ the other week. They're supposed to have struck a deal with ESPN. Them that they're on the fights.
Well, there you go again. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Is like, you ain't got no dirt on you. If you had dirt on this guy and shit like that, you would have had him already. You mad because you probably fucking butthurt because you ain't caught this dude, and this dude is out there having legitimate fucking businesses, and you butthurt, and you flat out butthurt. So essentially, you could say that you allowed this dude to bring guns, you allowed this guy to bring drugs into the country. Obviously, because you ain't caught him, you ain't did nothing, but you want to blame him for it. But you the one who allowed him. You the one who slipped up. And now that he's about to be supposedly, like Law said, supposedly about to be a part of one of Britain's biggest fights in a decade. Matter of fact, this is the real nasty part about it. If this is supposed to be one of the biggest fights in UK history in the last 10 years, which I would believe it would just be period.
Yeah, it will be, Mike. It will be period. It will be period.
Flat out period.
If they both win, it's unification. We've never had that before, bro.
Period. Why is not happening in the UK?
Exactly, Mike.
Why is it not
about fucking
Australia? All that money that possibly the government, the UK government put into boxing, probably fronted some money, probably helped bring people in there because every country wants tourists and every country spends money to bring in tourists, and boxing is one of them. You want to move it outside the country, And probably that's why you're really pissed off, because you ain't gonna get none of that tax money from all them people traveling from all over the world, going to the hotels, going out to drink, buying goods and shit like that and services, and you mad.
Facts.
You mad.
Facts.
You ain't even a part of it.
And do you know what, Mike? You're fucking damn right what you just said there. Because at the end of the day, bro, if them two were to able to make unification, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen. I'm just saying if both of them two were to beat not so much mandatories, but Fury beats Wilder and AJ beats Pulev. If they were to make that fight, like you just said, bro, the UK is missing out on a big fucking slice of the pie. Like you say, undisputed, never happened in boxing history in this country. Number one, you hold it in the capital, so you got all the tourism, you got all the people, like you say, Mike, coming over. You can buy gifts and blah 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 blah. The UK economy is missing out on a slice of the pie. So if they take it to another country, it's fucking bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit.
And they still respect him. And they still respect him as well. That's Fury, no matter what he does,
that's what I'm
always
saying, Pat. At the end of the day, bro, if them two fighters, right, Pat, if them two fighters overcome their both opponents, which I don't think they will, I think Pulev's going to get smashed off Wilder, and I think I think AJ's going to smash Pulev, and I think Wilder's going to knock Fury out. I've got a funny feeling he's going to get sparked out. There's a spanner thrown in the works somewhere in between these two meeting. You trust me on that.
Because I trust you on that, because at the end of the day, if you remember with when AJ lost against Ruiz, that fight, they were overlooking Ruiz. They were saying like, they're planning a fight with undisputed, blah, blah, blah. Look what happened to AJ. He lost. So I think it's Fury's turn now. All of them lost now. I think it's Fury's turn to lose now.
Yeah, exactly, Pat. There's a spanner thrown in the works here, son. You better believe it. But it's not even just that, though. Like Mike said before, if they do both overcome their opponents, which I don't think they will, and they don't hold this fight in the UK, we've never had undisputed. Eddie Hearn's fucking neck's going to be on the chopping board even more, because there's
But it's not Eddie Hearn's fault, though. It's not Eddie Hearn's fault. It's Tyson Fury's fault, because they can go around and say, look, Tyson Fury hasn't got any license in the UK, so he can cover his back by saying that.
But Pat, it don't matter.
Yeah, they'll give him one. They'll fucking give him one.
It don't matter if Tyson Fury ain't got no boxing license to box in the UK. He can reapply for that. That's very simply, easily done. He got rid of it because we all know he's a PED cheat, and UCAD was on his case over Martin Carefoot, the farmer, for his so-called bison beef, so-called wild boar beef. But the thing is, they can make that fight in the UK. Fish Eyes and fucking Eddie Hearn and the Grand Wizard, as KQ calls him, Barry Hearn, they've got the money to make that. Eddie Hearn definitely wants it over here. I'll tell you that now, because he always says in over 100 and odd years of boxing, we invented the fucking sport. So if we can't have undisputed over here on our own soil, and they end up going abroad, someone's arse is going to get torn up somewhere.
The thing is, though, like the UK was supposed to be the main place where the boxing was alive. The UK brought boxing alive, blah blah blah, this sort of stuff. And then Tyson Fury came back, and look what's happening to the UK boxing now. It's going downhill, man.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying. That's why Eddie Hearn wants that unification over here. He'll do everything he can. Tottenham, Wembley, Millennium Stadium, Twickenham, anywhere like that. He'll try for them stadiums. Even the what's it called, Manchester Evening News Arena, something like that, 20,000-30,000. They'll try for that. I'm telling you, man, that fight, if them two win their next opponents, that fight cannot happen abroad. And if it does, man, someone's gonna get fucking someone's bollocks are on the chopping board.
Yeah, if Tyson Fury wanted to make that fight, if he wanted to, he could have got that license. Like I said earlier, that Daniel Kinahan guy, I know I'm fucking his name up, man, but my bad, homie. I don't want none of that smoke. But what you have to understand is that this dude probably got some muscle. He probably could bust some strings. He probably got leverage over some of these guys to make them, do his bidding. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that is that, somebody might take a check. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might take a gift. You know what I'm saying? To give him that license. But why the fuck you really want to miss? You ain't worried about if you catch BOC and all them characters was really mad about that wild boar shit, they was still doing investigation whether or not he's there or not. They was still doing hold up. They still do investigation whether or not he's under them or not, and come to a conclusion and put something out. But what they chose to do is to sit up over there in the bushes, silent, and not say nothing. So them not saying nothing, but the way Tyson Fury is moving around here, it speaks louder than words. Nobody gives a fucking damn. They flat out really do not give a rat's fucking ass if he lied or not. They'll give him his fucking license. Go ahead, Pepe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, MTK Global, like, the reason why people are not looking at them is because they build a reputation of like bringing up like fighters from like underground, like, you know what I mean? So they've been building up, small fighters. They've been doing small venues, stuff like that. Try to hide their dodgy dealings and stuff like that. So that's why they built a good reputation, and that's why people are not looking into them, because as far as they are, they're meant to be saints. You know what I mean? That's all I was gonna say.
I just think that a lot of these guys, if you, it's really hard. It's like, put it like this: you have no proof, you have no evidence, right? You have no proof and you have no evidence. You're saying this guy is involved in drugs, but you have no proof and you have no evidence. If that was the case, why in the article did you not show it? Why isn't he locked up?
Because he's Irish. He's Irish.
It ain't because he's Irish. It ain't because he's Irish, because they don't fucking give a damn.
Mike.
Put it like this. Every time that guy, hold up. Every time he fucking leaves the country, every time he leaves the fucking country, they can get his ass at the airport. They can get his ass out the airport. Every time he leaves the country, they can get him out the airport. And guess what? Ireland ain't got to get him. The UK can get, England can get him. But they ain't got no fucking proof.
Anyway, I was going to say, you can't lock up a guy that's got so much money. If you haven't got the proof, it's hard to lock him up. You have to, you have to catch him when he's doing the act. Otherwise,
they don't have nothing.
Let me tell you something. You know that farmer who's allegedly given Tyson Fury that wild boar meat or whatever it was? What people don't realise, that guy is fucking loaded. He's got money. He owns a transport company called Carefoot, which they transport animal feed up and down the country. He ain't no fucking little fucking pipsqueak off the street or something. The guy's got money anyway. But Mike, did I just hear you, or did I? Because I was away from my phone, so because I was having a cigarette. Did I hear you just say something about they don't care about Daniel?
No, I was talking about Daniel Cunningham.
Right. I thought you meant Daniel as well.
No,
I was going to touch on what I was trying. If I heard you say that, I was going to say to you, I think the thing is now, what you've got to watch how these are operating, right? Daniel Dubois is same as Dillian White in my eyes. He's the number 2 fighter for both of them promoters. You got AJ, and then Matchroom have got AJ, and then they've got Dillian White. Queensberry Promotions have got Tyson Fury, then they've got Dillian White. But I'm telling you now, right? They don't really care. I wouldn't say so much about Frank, but definitely Eddie Hearn doesn't give 2 fucks about Dillian White. He's just a backup plan if AJ folds, which he nearly did. If he'd have lost to Ruiz in that second fight, he'd have thrown AJ under the bus. But
I'll tell you the difference. Daniel Dubois, he's a young guy. So basically, like Frank Warren, he doesn't have to worry about him and Fury. But with Dillian White, he's older than AJ, and he's still number 2. So this is the thing, like he don't care about Dillian White anyway. I don't know why Dillian White is still around Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think Frank Warren all of a sudden is talking? Why? Okay, Mike. Why do you think all of a sudden that fucking Fish Eyes is talking about Daniel Dubois being ready for a title shot if he beats fucking Slow Joe? Daniel Dubois is fucking. He's at least 18 months away from a title shot. That boy has got to work on his movement, his head movement, and his upper body movement, and his feet movement. He's so flat-footed. He's so slow. Okay, people think he's good. He is a good boxer. But when you're fighting tomato cans and knocking them over with a jab like that Fujimoto or whoever it was, listen, Frank Warren don't give a fuck about Daniel Dubois. I'm telling you now. He's 100% behind Tyson Fury. And Daniel Dubois is just a backup plan like Dillian White. That's how I see it. I could be wrong. People might say whatever they want, but that's how I see it.
I think Daniel Dubois. I think Frank Warren. I don't think he has Fury 100%. I don't think. I think Fury is more with Top Rank than he's with Queensberry Promotion, because Top Rank is the one that signed him and they gave him loads of money. I think Frank Warren is a little bit involved. That's why I think Dubois is his main fighter now.
No,
he's focused on him more.
Frank Warren brought Tyson Fury back from the deep side, from the dark side. Look at all the old interviews on IFL TV. Frank Warren, he's always thanking Frank. Frank brought him back. Without Frank Warren, Tyson Fury would have never got where he is now.
But we know Tyson Fury, he's not loyal. He's not a loyal guy. Like, he used to be with Sky.
What I'm saying, bro, is Bob Arum didn't even fucking bother with Tyson Fury until after the first Deontay Wilder fight. He had 2 or 3 fights before that fight, and Frank was with him.
It seems like he's stealing it. That's why, like Sky, they were bidding for the fight. When the Wilder fight, against Fury, the second one, Sky Sport, they had the chance to bid, but BT outbidded them. And this thing with Frank Warren, I don't think he's got him totally anymore. I think he's more with Bob now for some reason, because Bob somehow stole him, underneath him. Like, and Frank is, I don't think Frank has got that much funding.
Now, but not before, bro.
Yeah, before, he got built up by, this is the thing. Frank built him up from the bottom, and now it looks like he's slowly, but surely leaving him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Mate, Pep, look at the history of them all. Frank Warren brought Tyson Fury back from the deep side or the dark side after he'd been binging on coke and crack and fucking alcohol and using the bullshit excuse that he was mentally fucking depressed and all that bullshit. And then after that fucking first Wilder fight, when it was a draw, which it wasn't because Wilder won the first one, but it was a draw, that's when Bob Arum jumped on the bandwagon. And then slowly but surely, like you've just said, Bob Arum is slowly but surely pushing Frank Warren out of the picture. But it was
because you have to remember
Frank Warren who brought him back from the dark side.
it's exactly, and I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is basically like, you know, Bob Arum is the one that offered him the deal, the $100 million dollar, you know, 5-5 deal, and they could afford to do that. You know, Bob can do that, and it's the thing with money again. Like, you know, Frank, I don't think he's got that much money, and he's hanging on to him right now. Like, and Eddie Hearn is sniffing as well. Like, he wants, you know, Tyson Fury. Like, you know, they all
Frank
are.
was a tax man, fucking shitloads of money. Frank Warren's in debt with fucking Inland Revenue. Google it, and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I know. He's you know, he used to be big back in the day, but somehow, like, you know, he's in debt with a lot of money, like, because, like, obviously, you know, he didn't do the right deals and stuff like that, and that's why, like, he's keep losing his fights. Even, I mean, he keeps losing his fighters. Look at Warrington. Like, he left Frank Warren. That's meant to be one of his big fighters. Warrington, you know, he's with Eddie Hearn now. You know, and look what's happening with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury looks like he's, you know, slipping away from him.
Joe Saunders. There's another one. Yui Fury. There's 3 fighters we've just named. Billy Joe Saunders, Yui Fury, and whoever you just said before.
Warrington, yeah, and he hasn't got anyone else. Who has he got now? Daniel Dubois, and that's why Daniel Dubois is his only guy that he can say he's got him 100%. And you know, the bigger he gets, he's gonna end up losing him anyway.
Yeah, if Tyson Fury gets knocked out off Wilder in this last and final fight, which I hope it is, you watch Frank Warren spend all his fucking effort and energy on Daniel Dubois. Because that's what they're like, these promoters, man. They're like, I don't know, how can you explain them? They're like eating fucking sweets or something. When you've had it, tasted them that many times, they become sour, don't they? They don't.
Yeah,
end of the day, Pep, they don't give a fuck about the boxers. They just give a fuck about how much they can earn. Just like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn don't give 2 shits about AJ. AJ's just a fucking golden goose for him. And then I'm telling you, man, if AJ had got beat off Andy Ruiz in that second fight, AJ would have been thrown under the bus. And all these fucking efforts would have been on Dillian White, which it was after AJ got beat in the first fight. That's when I've never seen Eddie Hearn push for a fighter like how he pushed for Dillian White after AJ got beat, because he knew that if Eddie Hearn knew that if Dillian White could make a shot against Wilder and win a title, then he had 1 foot through the door. But if AJ,
and that's why he never pushed. That's why he never pushed the Wilder fight. And look at it now, like, they're offering, you know, Fury a 50-50, but to Wilder, like, you know, they were not saying 50-50. They were willing to give him like a flat fee. And this is the thing, like, why does he deserve a 50-50? But all along, that's what Wilder was been asking. He's been saying, look, give me 50-50. We'll make the fight. And now they're giving him to like Fury.
Exactly. Fucking bullshit, man.
Well, like I said a while back, I don't think it was 2018 December, how Edwin Hearn was out there saying that Wilder versus Anthony Joshua does a million pay-per-view buys, and that how he was like considering a 50-50 split. Like I said, they knew after Deontay Wilder's first pay-per-view fight, they knew after that first pay-per-view fight that Wilder was able to do some good numbers. I know that a lot of people out there want to say that Wilder versus Deontay Wilder, that was all Tyson Fury. The only argument you can make with that is the gate, right? But guess what? The gate doesn't make that the gate didn't make as much as the pay-per-view sales did. And that's what a lot of people have to understand, is that in America, the pay-per-view sales, not the gate, is the most important. People there, they want the gate and stuff like that. for their fights and stuff like that, because that's extra money, right? But really, in all actuality, it's the pay-per-view sales, and that's why both of these fighters was able to get all that money. But guess what? In America, if you don't have that big buzz behind you like Floyd Mayweather had, your best bet to actually make and maximize your profits is having a fucking dance partner. And that's all it did. That's all it is. Look at Tyson Fury's 2 fights before Deontay Wilder for the second time. What was his gate? What was his viewer count in America?
Exactly,
his viewer count in the UK or all around the world. So you can't. So a lot of people want to say, "Oh, well, I know why they're doing it, because they mad. They want to put the bag in Tyson Fury's hand." But guess what? You haven't seen Tyson Fury do anything in America since he got that WBC strap. So you can't even compare it. Look at what Wilder did with Ortiz. Look at the numbers that he did with Ortiz. Was that better than what fucking Tyson Fury did with Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz? So, you know, a lot of people, hey, what's going on? The underrated, the link is in the chat somewhere. If you want to get on, you can. Lawrence Williams, what's happening? I said what's up to you in the chat, but just want to shout out your name, my brother. Stormy B-Man said, say that shit again, Laws. I didn't know he was still there, but that's what he said. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong page. That's why I'm not on the YouTube thing. So that's the reason why I didn't see it. The StreamYard is kind of slow. But these, you know, that's the reason why I made that video. Well, I did that live stream yesterday, is because a lot of these guys on YouTube, a lot of these guys in the media, they choose to paint their own picture rather than not the whole picture that they act like the fucking exhibit. You have when you paint the picture. Let's say, for instance, you paint some mountains, some streams, and all that shit. There's some bears, animals, and shit. The sunlight and all this stuff. They only gonna translate what they want on that paper. They only gonna translate what only they want you to see. They're not gonna do the whole overall thing, because it might look fucking ugly to their fans, because their fans and their subscribers, the guys who hit that like button, the guy that subscribed and hit that bell icon, those guys don't want to hear it. They want to get on here and they want to get fed a fucking fairy tale, a fairy fucking tale, and they agree with it. It's not my fault. It's not Sporting Icon's fault. And it's nothing but the people that's sitting up over there doing that. Why do you want to fucking get fed a fucking a story tale? How come you can't really tell these guys? How come the person that you're subscribed to is not writing for your benefit? How come if he's sitting over there talking to Aram, if he's over there talking to Frank Warren and Edward Hearn and all them guys, how come he ain't telling them? It's like, come on, man, the UK people deserve to have this fight in the UK, and then have the same go around anywhere else.
Exactly, bro. Sorry, man.
None of that shit. That's fine. But then you want to get mad at people that actually confront people. You get mad. You want to get mad at people that actually confront people, like Blue Buzz Sports TV, in a professional manner.
Yes, sir.
He's not pissed off or anything, cussing them out, talking to me down to them, yelling at them or anything like that. He's coming at them in a professional manner with a professional question, because he's a boxing fan first before he's a reporter.
Yeah, exactly, Mike. Mike, I'm sorry.
Hold on. I'm going to say this one thing. Go ahead.
Bang on, bro.
Hold up. Then you can say what Blue Blood Sports TV. I don't know about everybody else. If I excluded you and hurt your feelings, my bad. I just don't know too much. But Blue Blood Sports TV is the only one that I see on the front lines. Now you can tell that this man is passionate, and he would do it on his own damn dime.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I don't know about the rest of you, because as soon as you start losing subscribers, you start wanting to shut your fucking page down. soon as you don't get enough likes, you want to shut your fucking page down. Go ahead, Laws. I'm sorry. I just don't want to forget what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm just totally agreeing with you, Mike. You fucking 110% right, Mike. It's just anything what somebody's got to say to ask a boxer or promoter and a legit question, they get shut down, they get crucified, or if you leave a comment in someone's channel which isn't a legit question, or you know what I mean, you get crucified. It's like I don't know, it's like Jack and Nori's story. It's only what people want to hear. As long as you hear or they promote the propaganda, what the fans want to hear, but really the hardcore fans know what's going on, then if you agree with them, then you're okay. It's like Cougar and Cassius. I don't mean to mention people on your channel, Mike, but he is a prime example of an arse licker. He never asks the fucking real questions. He meets all the boxers because he gets paid off fucking Global, MTK Global, for sponsoring them on his channel, and he gets promoted off Eddie Earn for doing interviews with his fighters. Plus, Eddie pays his way for, like Michelle Joy Phelps. They get paid for meeting the fighters. I mean, there's a certain brother from the LDBC. I'm not going to mention his name because I know his name doesn't like being mentioned, but he did a live stream once, a couple of months ago, and he said, what the fuck does Michelle Joy Phelps know about boxing? Come on, be real. What does she know about boxing? Just because you've met the boxers, he said, I can ask you over 100 questions on boxing, and I could guarantee 95% of them, she wouldn't have a clue about what I'm talking to her. But what I'm trying to say, Mike, it's all a propaganda train. It's like Goebbels with Adolf Hitler. He was promoting to the German people back home that we're winning the war, we're doing this, we're doing that, when really on the front line, they were getting the fucking arses whooped. It's just bullshit, man. It's absolute bullshit. And anyone who says anything against him, they get fucking stopped. Like Mike said, Blue Bud is a legit fucking YouTuber who goes to the fights, pays for his own fucking go to the fights. He's there on the front line in the media asking questions. And what happens when Blue Bud asks questions? He gets a bottle of water thrown over him off fucking, was it AJ's bouncer? Yeah, do you remember that, Mike?
Yeah. Him and his kid.
Yeah, there you go then, bro. Fucking bollocks, man.
I'm gonna say this. If you believe that Cougar Cassius, don't mind if I tear up that brother's name, but if you believe that he asked the tough questions and stuff like this, ask yourself this: is it a popular question to where it has to be asked, or is it an unpopular question that don't have to be asked? Ask yourself that, because at the end of the day, he's not going to ask the tough questions. What's up, homie? He's not going to ask the tough questions that don't need to be asked.
Yeah,
because when I say don't need to be asked, what I mean by that is is that you know that it's a legitimate question. You know that it's a legitimate question, but you don't have to ask it because it's unpopular. It ain't buzzing. Too many people ain't talking about it to where it has to be brought up. That's what I mean. And Story B Man said in the chat, I bet MJP can answer questions about penises and boxing. Damn, that sucks. That sucks. I don't. Penis is where? Because she got 3 holes.
Story's crazy.
So
hope you're okay, bro.
We got the underrated darkness in the chat. You know, every now and again he wants to pop up in here like Jack in the Box. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, my good brother?
Salute to you. Salute very much to underrated darkness.
I got you back in.
Oh, okay. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah,
Yeah. Salute Darkness. You're right, bro.
Man, yeah, I want to salute you, man. Sorry for your loss, brother. Wherever you need me, you got my thing, man. Hook me up, man.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Darkness. Really do, brother.
Yeah, but you know what, Michael, you remember we was talking about this briefly last year? I remember we talked briefly last year on your channel and even Lost Darkness, man. I still say though, man, what did people get out of it? Not asking the tough questions. I mean, what is it? Is it a bunch of shit in a jar or something? What they doing? They're not asking the questions, man. They talking about hitting sexual fantasies and shit. What's wrong with you, bro?
It's fear.
God damn.
It's fear. It's like, put it like this. It's like, you know, everybody, all these cats is in a group called the new media, because they're all on YouTube and stuff like that, right? They're probably, because that's the new way of giving out media, right? Mm-hmm. And all of those guys want to be put on. Some of those be commentators, go out there working for Sky, MTK, and all these guys going around actually doing, you know, this reporting shit. All right, going out there and doing that shit, right? And guess what? They got to do all that dick riding, dick hopping, dick sucking, just for them to get on YouTube, a collective group. They like to call the fucking Four Stooges. Get on that motherfucker, sit over there and whine about how they got fucking dick down, how they got dick down raw, wound up pregnant with all kind of fucking sexual diseases, just for them to be broke, because they spent all the money up, because the money that they was getting wasn't enough to satisfy their fucking their liabilities, their rent, their bills, all that stuff. They should have been working a second job on a goddamn stripper pole or on a goddamn blade. I could have helped them make a fans only page so they could go up there and sell some damn ass. Hell, maybe they should have tried to go to the goddamn plasma center and get some goddamn plasma. Hell, if they really that goddamn broke, since you in America, how about you take your funky ass over there to the goddamn food bank? You know what I'm saying? Like, do something with do something.
But you know what, Mike?
Go ahead.
You know, Mike. But you know what, Mike? You know they ain't gonna do that. Oh, peace to the brother that on the other panel, on the same panel. I'm sorry, brother. Peace you, P-E-P. Michael, we should know the answer. They too sweet.
Yeah.
They some sweet butter rolls, man. We gotta call it as it is.
Right.
They sweet. They not like us on a panel or even a chat. They not built like that. They not.
And then
that's what I mean, Darkness. It's all a cover up, bro.
And then this is me. This is another thing. What it is. See, Radio Raheem, he has no business complaining, right? He has no business complaining. He the one who signed up to do a deal with the broadcasters and actually sit up over there and show his face, talk on the mic and stuff like that on national TV during fights and leading up to fights. He the one who chose to take that money. He the one. See what I'm saying? And since you the one who did that, you know what I'm saying? And you look at your YouTube page, which is your bread and butter of making money, you're not putting out content that people want to fucking hear. Because really, to tell you the truth, unless you the top tier dudes on YouTube talking boxing and shit like that, you ain't getting in like that just overnight. 6 months, 9 months, and you down for show. And you down for show can't just sit up there and talk about boxing.
Yeah, and you know why, Mike? And you know why, bro? Because them niggas, right? They can't make videos, Mike. It's easy. It's like, you listen, right, Mike? It's very hard as a YouTube creator to make a video. Me, at this moment in time, I struggle because there's nothing happening in boxing. But now it's boxing's kicking slowly back in. So when it kicks in, I can go on any website and look, such and such is fighting them, such and such is fighting them. So I'll do a prediction, I'll put a fight together, blah, blah, blah. That's a YouTube creator. Them motherfuckers, man, get paid X amount of fucking dollars or pounds to just stand there with a microphone and interview a fighter before a fight or after a fight and get paid thousands and thousands of pounds. And then when there's no boxing going on, he's fucking coon-ass bitch asses moaning about it. I'm not getting paid. I'm not doing this. Go make a fucking video. Do you think if I had the access to interview fighters that I couldn't interview a fighter? Because I tell you for sure, I sure would. I'd fucking tell him exactly how I feel. You ducked him. You didn't duck him. You did that. You did that. But them motherfuckers might get paid fucking. The so-called around is Kugan Cassius gets paid £500 per interview. Now that boy could do 2, 3, 4, 5 interviews a day. That's good money. And then plus his sponsors off YouTube. But the motherfuckers can't make a video.
And then the other thing is, like, you know, they're not editing in the. I don't believe they're editing. I just think they're doing interviews and they paying somebody to edit it. They paying somebody to make their websites. They paying people to do all these other things for them, so they have like a lot of headroom. You know, now as far as how they get to these events and stuff like that, I think they're getting paid to do it. I think that if they want to complain about how there should be a some type, you can't have a union with these guys. You can't have a union because everybody is freelancers, first of all. And then not only that is that means if you have a union, that means there's somebody out there orchestrating who gets a job and who don't. See what I'm saying? A lot of people think that's is all. I put it to you like this. Let me tell you something. If you really want a union, as far as it's underrated, can you put yourself on mute? Because you're bleeding. All right, cool. That's good now. That's good. If you really want a union, as far as press, when it comes to boxing, what you have to be everything that you ask for, you have to be damn well fucking careful. Because if you look at the actors union in the United States, a lot of people don't get roles because they're not in a actors union. And when you are in the actors union, you might not get roles because guess what? You're sitting in the line on a queue waiting on your fucking call. Yeah, unless you know somebody, unless somebody heard of you, unless somebody saw you and wanted you to be in the movie and stuff like that, you're not getting called. You're not getting called. And then some people won't put you on there anyways because you're just not on the list. Because all of it's buddy. So you have to be very careful because once they're a union, it's probably going to be like that. Everybody can't come to these fights. They only have X amount of room. See what I'm saying? So if you think what I just said, there is going to be a pecking order. And then there is going to be other things like you not getting in. And then not only that is, it's going to have to be an agreement. It's going to have to be a law. It's going to have to be something in place for that to be enforced. Be very careful. Be very careful.
These guys. Go on. Sorry.
You have to be very careful with what you ask for. What there should be is people should be striving that these guys don't allow people to freely get up in there and do their interviews as long as it is they're not creating a toxic environment, as long as they're not doing this, because at the end of the day, they don't have to answer their question. They don't have to answer their question. As long as you ain't bullying nobody, as long as you ain't cussing them out, as long as you ain't degrading their name and stuff like that, during the interview, it shouldn't matter because you ain't got to answer their question. People that choose to answer questions, even when they don't like a dude like Bob Arum or Edward Hearn. See, first of all, this is what people got to understand. When Bob Arum said, there's no way in hell you could cheat with the water because the water comes from the boxing commission. There's no way you could cheat. Let me tell you something. First of all, Bob Arum is a lawyer first and a promoter second. Why would the fuck he say there is a way for him to cheat when he's a lawyer first and a boxing promoter second, when his sole responsibility is to protect his fucking fighter. Why would he make a possibility say, well, it's possible? Why the fuck would he do that?
100, Mike. 100, bro.
Why would Edward Hearn sit up over here and degrade one of his fighters and say something not conducive to not conducive to his fighter? Why would he do that? No, everything that shit is supposed to be polished into gold.
Yes, sir.
So these people out here who think that there's no possible way, who think that just because these guys out here sound good and stuff like that, no, use fucking common sense. It is a human that's given the water out. It is a human that's given the water out. Yes, it's possible. You mean to tell me somebody is like literally sitting over that water for 24 fucking hours, for 8 hours throughout the whole goddamn fights, whether or not it's behind a locked door, whatever the case may be, somebody got to give somebody else that goddamn water. It is possible. And then, you know what, to tell you the truth, it probably ain't goddamn hard. You know why it ain't got that? Probably why no one ain't got that hard? Because people probably thought, really, people is not stupid enough to do some shit like that. Not stupid enough to load their gloves up. Not stupid enough to use plaster. Not stupid enough to have their glove hanging halfway on. People think people ain't stupid enough to do that shit. Because guess why people wouldn't think that's wouldn't be stupid enough to do that shit? Because it's right in front of your fucking face and the evidence is right in front of your fucking face. And guess what? And it's live live and in color and you can't take it back because it's distributed all over the world. You just don't want to see it and you just don't want to believe it. These people is crazy, man. It's crazy. They always want to bring up the shit. They always want to bring up shit that suits their fucking narrative. You want to bring up the Daniel Kinahan shit? Well, how about you bring up the rest of the dirty ass shit in boxing? How about the U.S., the U.K., or I mean England, Ireland? How about y'all just start bringing up all the dirty shit in boxing that y'all know of? Oh, you ain't gonna do that because it doesn't suit you. That's all I got to say, fellas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like obviously the worst person to ask about the water stuff is Bob Arum. Like, come on, man. He's promoting Tyson Fury. He's not gonna say like, yeah, that's true. Of course, he's gonna defend him. Like you said, he used to be a lawyer, so that's even a bonus. So regardless of what, if he used to be a lawyer, he's always gonna defend his guy. You know what I mean? But I was gonna say about these guys, the interviewers, IFL, Michelle Joe Phelps and stuff like that. Like, of course, they're not gonna ask the hard questions because they know, like, if they ask, certain questions, they might not get the interviews. They don't want they built relationships with these guys for a long time. These guys been on YouTube like what, since 2011 2012. So they know what sort of questions to ask, and I kind of don't blame them because it is what it is. Like, they know how it works, and they're not gonna ask these questions that we wanna hear. But at the same time, sometimes they do kind of ask the questions that's on the topic, what's going around and stuff like that. But the questions that's out of the line, they don't ask that because they know that if they go out of line, they're gonna damage relationships. You know what I mean? That's all I was gonna say.
But that's what I was saying is like, that's what I said when I that they do, but it's not it's because it's popular. It's like the BuzzFeed topic of it's like, you have to, there's no way around it. But the thing about it is they had, they had ample enough time to come up with a slimy ass answer, and that happens all the time. A lot of these guys don't even, you ask a fucking question and they start talking about something else. And next thing you know, you're like, what? I think that sounds right. Let me press the rewind button. And then you come and smell like, what the fuck is he talking about? It happens all the fucking time. They be tiptoeing and tap dancing.
And that's why they need to readjust them. Like if they're going out of line, they have to like as as an interviewer, you have to like lead the way. Don't let them lead you. You know what I mean?
No, you can't, because they're not going to answer it. They're not going to answer. You could do whatever you want to. You're not going to get that. They don't have to give you the answer that they want. And me and Laws and Underrated Darkness, we've seen this. We see it all the time. They don't have to. They don't even answer your question. They don't even have to answer it. There's nothing saying they have to answer nothing truthfully or answer anyone. They just go next question.
Yeah, exactly, Mike. If you listen, right, bro, if you suck ass in the boxing game or any job or what you're in, if you suck ass, you're gonna get promoted. But a real brother or real sister or real person who asks real questions, they don't want to know. You just stay at the bottom. You're at the bottom of the food chain, and that's just how it is. It's absolute bullshit. Whenever do you ever see Kugan Cassius asking real questions, real fucking interviews with Eddie Earn or Dillian White or AJ or whoever? No, they don't. It's just, I don't know. It's a propaganda bullshit fucking media train. But people like us who would ask real questions if we were given the chance, we'd just get fucking thrown to the curb.
I have to say one thing though before you say something, Mike. With Eddie Hearn, in his defense, they do ask him the questions. I've seen IFL doing it. I've seen Blue Blood doing it. I've seen Barbershop. They ask him wherever they want to ask him. But when it comes to Fisher, Frank Warren and Bob Arum, these are the guys that they kind of shook off. Like they don't really ask certain questions. Like for example, like with the $50 million.
They don't, because Blue Blood. I seen a video what Blue Blood did, and he asked Eddie Earn questions about Deontay Wilder before. I think it was before. I think it was during the AJ Baby Miller fight. After Usyk popped it. It was before Big Dusty Miller popped dirty. Blue Blood asked him questions, and his fucking bouncer threw a bottle of water over Blue Blood and pushed him away. So they can't ask real questions. They do ask real questions, but when they do, Mike, is that just me or am I imagining that? Blue Blood did an interview with Eddie Earn. He tried to interview him when they were doing the face-off, or not long after the face-off, with Big Dusty Miller. And Blue Blood had a bottle of water thrown over him off the bouncer and pushed away.
No, I remember that exactly. That wasn't with Eddie Hearn. It was, Blue Blood, and he's trying to go to AJ. I think they were about to wrap it up.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah,
they were about to wrap it up. They were saying, all the bouncer were saying like AJ has to go now, and then basically like Blue Blood. I think they were barbershop conversation with her.
No,
and then basically the security guard said no, and then the water.
That's not why he threw the water. He didn't throw the water because he was asking the questions. Edward Hearn was there. Edward Hearn was right there. Edward Hearn was right there with AJ. Edward Hearn was answering some of the questions. AJ was answering some of the questions. The dude threw the water because the simple fact is that they're like literally, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
To ask me, who the fuck are you? Like, man, you don't have to be like that. I'm just answering the questions that boxing fans want to hear. He's like, who the fuck? Who are you again? Oh man, like nobody fucking know who you is. Like, that's how these motherfuckers. That's how probably some of them are. And you guess what? The bodyguard got outside the level of the scope of his fucking job and did some shit he wasn't supposed to do. And that's exactly what happened. Like Lawrence Williams just said right now, most fighters are too butt-ass sensitive for real questions. And they are. Because I feel like that's how some of them will really react. They forget where they came from and how the fuck they got there. You wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for us to be sitting up over there watching a lot of your fucking bum of the muff ass fucking fights.
Yeah.
Because if you want to sit up,
to make,
hold up. Because if you want to, even if you want to sit up over there, Shakur Stevenson fight. The only reason why I didn't log on to ESPN and watch that shit because I knew it was the fight with some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and then guess what? Are you going to give me that same shit again? Should I trust you to give me what I want again? I've been waiting. We all have been waiting. Yeah, COVID-19 and stuff like that. I want to watch it, but I'm not about to give you a view count until you give me what I want.
Yeah, true. But I would say this though, and you know, there are certain ones want to ask certain questions to certain fighters. It's not fair. Let's be honest. Look certain questions they asked to Wilder than AJ or Furby. It's not the same. Now, if anybody said that, oh, it's the same, I don't know what you're hearing, but it's not the same. It's like when it comes to AJ and Furby, they're just giving them curveballs. But when they ask real questions, Wilder asking that and plus more. And I still don't know why. I'm not saying in the chat and I'm not saying on the panel, but there are still some of us be thinking, oh yeah, this doesn't happen like that. Yes, it does. It is favoritism. Especially in America. Okay. Look how they treat Furry in America. I'll fall back.
Okay. I was gonna say anyway. I think I kind of disagree when you say AJ. I know they asked, Wilder. They always ask the questions. I think with Fury, I do agree with you. But with AJ, I think they do ask him, the questions and the water bit as well. The water bit. It was like going back to the water one because I didn't finish that bit. The reason why the water thing happened is because Blue Blood, he had an interview with Big Baby Miller, and then after that the whole thing was supposed to it was about to finish, and then Blue Blood he was rushing to AJ. He wanted to speak to AJ, and that's when the water thing occurred. Like if I'm not wrong, because I remember that because I was actually watching it live on his channel.
That is what happened, but it was a group of reporters around. It wasn't just Blue Blood. It was a group of reporters around. Edwin Hearn was there. AJ was there. Yeah, a lot of people even saw it. So, and I'm gonna put it to you like this. This is how a lot of the unfair shit in boxing. I said this a long time ago. If you are a black fighter, black athlete, period, soon as you start talking about bettering your people, it's a fucking rap for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fucking rap. You think these guys out? This is what I'm gonna explain it better. This is what I'm trying to say. With these fans and with these guys, it's not about who's the best fighter. It's not about who's the best fighter. It's not about who's the best promoter. Like that matters. It's not about all that. It's not about who country has the most belts. It's not about all that. When you look at some of these fans and what they got to say on Twitter, on social media, period, and what some of these guys on YouTube, the content they put out, it's not about right or wrong. It's about winning a fucking useless ass fucking argument.
Yeah.
They literally out here pushing shit that don't fucking matter just so they can have a fucking one up and go, ha, 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 and that's it. Look at them. Look. Ain't no way in hell that you can literally believe this bullshit. Ain't no way in hell you can fucking believe petitioning Anthony Joshua for saying that he wants to build a fucking community center so he can get kids off the fucking street, feed kids, and make sure they have a fucking better life in the future.
But Mike,
that's sick. Said, that's fucking sick.
Like you said, bro, as soon as anyone says anything like that, they turn on him. Like as I've shown you in the WhatsApp group, that fucking bitch made motherfucker, whoever he was. I've seen him dick riding Anthony Joshua up and down boxing channels. AJ's this, AJ's that, AJ's this, AJ's that. as soon as AJ mentioned anything about Black Lives Matter, whether because some people are saying it was a PR stunt, whether it was or not, I don't know. But as soon as AJ did that, the amount of fucking people what turned on AJ, it's disgusting. And that was one of the fucking niggers what I was showing you on the WhatsApp.
But listen, though, that guy is a troll. That guy is a well-known troll.
Let him finish, because people
Yeah,
be listening.
That's what I was saying, Mike. I've seen him dick riding AJ up and down the boxing channels over the last 2 or 3 years. AJ's this, he's that, Wilder's a bum, blah, blah, blah. UK versus US and all this shit. And then as soon as fucking AJ did that, the motherfucker made a fucking statement saying, oh yeah, I've gone to Fury now. Fury's gonna knock fucking AJ out. AJ's what do they call him? A black Nazi. It's like, you're pathetic. People, the whole scenario of everything, YouTube boxing, the promoters, the media, people who want to ask the tough questions. The sport is so corrupt. It always will be, with the media, with just every. I don't know, man. It just fucking pisses me off.
Okay. Look. I'm gonna show you how fucking disgusting people is. I'm gonna show you that it's not. What we gotta say on this motherfucking thing is fucking for real. And I'm gonna show you guys this. Read this. This is on change.org. Now let's read this. This one says, get rid of racist petition against Anthony Joshua. It has 2,357 supporters. Strip Anthony Joshua of current belts. 225 supporters.
See what I mean, man?
This one is do not remove Anthony Joshua from sports personality. That one has 685 supporters. This one is keep Anthony Joshua. That one's 400. This one has prosecute Anthony Joshua for leading a massive COVID-19 bridge. 259.
Jesus.
The freedom of speech for Anthony Joshua in racism now. So, okay. The petition inciting hatred towards Anthony Joshua with comments such as white people, this, whatever. Remove titles, belts of Anthony Joshua. That ain't got shit. Keep Anthony Joshua. You got to think about people really are fucking on his diggling.
Yes, sir.
For trying to literally sit up over here and better people. And guess what? He's not talking about necessarily black people. He's talking to people that live in that fucking community.
Yeah.
So they can have a way to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys don't get it.
It was his community.
Listen, can I talk quickly? Because basically, like, the thing is, like, you guys, the reason why I'm saying is because, like, Fury is back. You know, this is the thing. Like, this is not the first time Anthony Joshua said something, you know, for his people. But people don't want to, you know, acknowledge that. You know, the guy got a massive tattoo of Africa on his shoulder. He said before, black people are more stronger, are more superior than white people. Anthony Joshua has always been pro-black, but people don't want to acknowledge that.
That's right. That is very true. He did say that, because I remember that.
And obviously he retracted as well, but because obviously Eddie Hearn, made him do that. He retracted that, and he didn't stand his ground back then. But now the guy standing his ground. And the thing is, though, the reason why people are going against him now is because Fury is back, and this was happening, way before Saturday. This was happening since Fury came back. All these trolls,
because
they
that's
don't
what
like
I'm trying to say to you, bro. AJ fans were never Anthony Joshua fans. I said this to Mike. This was the reason why I put that picture in the WhatsApp group, because I'm not saying a lot of AJ fans, but I would say half of AJ fans were Tyson Fury fans. They had nowhere to go when Tyson Fury was smoking crack and drinking beer and taking coke and all this shit and being a ped cheat. But as soon as fucking Tyson Fury beat Wilder, I saw AJ. Anyone who knows anything about boxing saw AJ's stats drop and his popularity. But I totally agree with what you said. I remember AJ saying that the black race is superior. and he got fucking criticised for it, calling him racist and all that shit. And that's what they've done on him now, Pat.
Yeah, and you know, this fight as well. You know, don't be surprised. This fight between Fury and AJ, if it does happen, it's gonna build on race. It's gonna be the black guy against the white guy. I'm telling you now, just like Jack Johnson against Jeffries in 1909, that was built on race. This is gonna be another one. The Great White Hope against the black guy. This is what's gonna happen. I'm telling you guys now. I'm telling you this is what they want.
Love it, Pat. Love it. On board with you, bro.
But that's the reason why. That's the reason why I said is not about who's the better fighter. It's never been.
No, but Mike, what?
Hold up. That's the reason why I said that's the reason why I said it hasn't been about who's the better fighter. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that these guys don't want to be called out for being a racist or going towards a white fighter. They're not going to say it. They're not going to say, oh, now that Tyson Fury has 1 belt and Anthony Joshua has 3 belts, which they've been going on, that it should be a 75-25 split. Like they've been saying. Hold up. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say I'm going for the white guy because that's what I can relate to. They're going to keep that shit in the fucking closet. They haven't been doing it. What makes you think they're going to do it now? Tyson Fury could come out in Roman garb. Where do you think the ancestors of a lot of these white people that took over America came from? Knowing now, well, Deontay Wilder is coming out here with some African shit. Look at Africa. Where do you think a lot of them invaders fucking came from? See what I'm saying? What did they wear back in those days? Why do you think he came over there wearing it? He didn't come over there wearing no Irish fucking kilt. He didn't come over there wearing no gypsy garb. He didn't come over there looking like a gypsy. He came over there looking like a white conqueror taking over the black man's world.
Yeah.
They're not going to they're not going to say it out loud. They're never going to say it out loud. They're just going to give you visuals and see if you pick up on it.
We already picked up on it. At the end of the day, this fight is going to be built on race slowly by slowly. That's what they're making out. You know, they're saying like AJ, you know, he's racist. Okay, so now they can justify that they can support Tyson Fury. So now they can say, I used to be Anthony Joshua fan, but because he's racist, I'm going to be supporting Tyson Fury. And that's what they can say. And they will make this up. They will push this narrative that he said, you know, don't buy from white people, even though he never said that. He just said, support your own. That's what he said. Yeah. But these people are, you know, pushing this narrative, and they've been pushing this narrative before Saturday, because I've been seeing it on all these channels, because I go to a lot of channels, and I see what's happening. And I see what's happening, because I'm not only in one circle. I'm in lots of circles. Okay. I see what's happening.
I got a question for y'all. When Anthony Joshua was doing that public speaking outside to the mayor or whoever the dude was, did he say don't support white-owned businesses?
No.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. And the thing, it says on the change.org, it says, after Anthony Joshua making his statement telling people to stop shopping amid supporting white-owned and stop shopping and supporting white-owned businesses, he needs stripped of his current belts. These remarks he made were not hurtful but dangerous. After all, everyone from all different backgrounds support. He even spelled AM wrong. He spelled it AMD. Support him as a sportsman, and for him to downgrade the white community is absolutely a disgrace. As a result of this, he should be stripped of his current belts and made to serve some sort of ban. If this was see, that's what I'm saying. It's like the dude didn't say nothing for him to be wanted to get banned. Like Tyson Fury was like, yeah, woman, get your ass in the bedroom. This is about gay people. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, he admitted to using an illegal drug in the UK. So why he didn't get locked up?
Right.
Yeah. Mike, let me ask you a question, right? A few years ago when Tyson Fury, before he got stripped, It might have been not long after he. I think it was not long after he beat Klitschko. He made a statement, something along the lines of all homosexuals should burn and all this shit. And he got fucking toasted for it. He got toasted for it. And they all seemed to switch to AJ because at the time AJ was just up and coming. He'd probably only had about 7 or 8 fights, probably less than that. But they all switched to AJ.
Yeah.
And then, like Pep said before, when AJ come out a few years ago saying that the black race is superior, they all fucking jumped back on the bandwagon with Tyson Fury. But the difference was back then, Mike, Tyson Fury hadn't come out of his fucking so-called PED binging at the time, and then when he did, before he did, they were still dick riding AJ, but they had nowhere to go because they wanted to jump to Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury was still fat as fucking on coke and all that shit. So they stuck with AJ. But what they did after...
To go back about the racism stuff, I forgot to mention it as well. The other day, about 3 days ago, Tyson Fury had an interview with ITV, and they asked him about, what's going on about this Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. And he started speaking about himself, making himself victim, saying like, "Oh, I'm a gypsy, I'm getting racism a lot, and stuff like that." I'm like, what? You're white, like you got blue eyes, like come on, man, like you're the same as the rest of the white people. How are you gonna get racism? Like, oh, he's like saying like, oh, one time he went to a restaurant and because he was a gypsy, he wasn't allowed in. And the ITV, the news reporter, asked him, who was it and where was it? And he didn't want to say it. So if you've been like racism attack or whatever, like you surely gonna say like, oh, where it happened. You know what I mean? It's not snitching, is it?
Listen, I can tell you one thing, right? About Tyson Fury. I know exactly what area that boy's from. He's from Wythenshawe, Manchester, right? Wythenshawe from me is about, I'd say about 35 miles away. It's near Alex, because Alex is up that way, Alex Santos. And I know for a fact, right, that them gypsies round there do not suffer no racist abuse. If anything, they run things round there. So that's complete and utter bullshit.
And that's why I think he's
any kind of racism round that way, because I know for a fact that there's a big gypsy community round there. So he's full of shit, mate. I know.
And I'll tell you what,
I'm only about 30 miles away from that area.
I'll tell you what, Los, I have a sneaky feeling, that Tyson Fury, he's got racism in him. And the reason why I'm saying it is because
like he has against homosexuals, like he made that comment.
Yeah. If he can say that about gay people, I'm sure he's got something against. I'm sure like he wouldn't let his daughter marry like a black man. He's exactly the sort of guy like that. He's a racist guy, like Pat, to be honest.
Pat, listen,
no one says nothing about that.
Pat, listen, I've got nothing against gypsies over here. I know quite a few gypsy lads. One of my best mates at the time, Billy Jones, was a gypsy lad. I know gypsies from over here, and I know that gypsies don't marry into people out of their own culture, and if they do, they've got to become in their culture. So I totally agree with you. Pep, when do you ever see a black man over here married to or even going out with a gypsy girl over here?
Never.
Exactly. Never. It don't happen, bro. So...
And that's why he didn't want to talk about it. He didn't want to talk about the race stuff. Like, they were talking about Black Lives Matter, so he's trying to detract from the whole situation and talking about himself that he's not allowed to go in the restaurant. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're talking about Black Lives Matter, and that's what they're doing online at the moment about this Black Lives Matter. They're saying all lives matter. But so if all lives matter anyway, we want to talk about it. You know what I mean? That's why we're saying Black Lives Matter. So anyone that's saying, or if they want to detract from the whole situation, then they're racist, bro, man. That's what they're trying to do. They wanted to detract from the whole situation by bringing up some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Like, I can only put. I'm gonna get off in a minute, but just my quick words to just put it plain and simple to you is like Mike said before. There was never nothing wrong with this guy, mental health issues. Never. He was just a plain PED cheat, drug cheat, fucking cokehead, crackhead, whatever. There was no mental health issues. And now because AJ said that about black businesses, black people start supporting your own businesses and stuff like that. All of a sudden, Tyson Fury's come out and said he suffered racism as a kid and as growing up. Did you fuck? I know where you're from. You're from Wivenshaw, and Wivenshaw is a 90% predominantly white area of Manchester. So Tyson Fury, get on your bandwagon and fuck off. Talking shit.
Amen.
I fucking know that for a fact, man, because I know people from Wivenshaw, and I've been around Wivenshaw, and Wivenshaw is a white predominant area of Manchester. And
I can tell as well.
Range and Moss Side and places like that, then it's a black area of Manchester. But Wivenshaw,
and I can tell like the way he talks about black people, like where he's like, oh, all these bums, like I can beat all of them, like, you know. Of course, he's not gonna say all these blacks I can beat them all. I can see the tone, bro, man. I know racism when I see racism, bro. Like in England, they're like, they don't have to necessarily use the N-word, bro. They don't have to say certain things. You know, you can feel it. Like if someone's being racist,
you'll know it more than anything coming from Bristol, because Bristol was a racist city. It was one of the biggest fucking slave exports and imports in the world during the 1700s. So, like you say, you know about that statue, Pat, what they pulled down and threw in the river?
Yeah, Edward Colston, yeah, he was a slave trader, and he made his money through trading slaves.
He's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Tyson Fury's full of shit, and he's a liar, and that's all he is.
He's a liar, he's a racist, but people don't want to admit to that. The way he speaks about it, like all these tossers, like how, like he's like, I know, bro, like racist people, like the way they speak, and they come across as aggressive, they come across as disrespectful, and he's not gonna say the N-word. Come on, man, how is he gonna like get away with that kind of stuff? So he will use different type of words, and I can tell, I can see a mile away, bro, in it, and his fan base as well, like. You know what I mean? They're all like, I've seen a lot of Millwall fans. I don't know if you know a lot about football. A lot of Millwall fans are supporting him.
Racist as fuck, yeah. London boys, racist as fuck. Like Chelsea, like the Chelsea Zulus. I know.
Exactly.
Millwall, man. Yeah, no black man walked down them ways.
I don't even know why they call themselves Chelsea Zulus. That's fucking African as fuck. But you know, I just like I said, man, you know. The dude is just fucking one-upper. That's all.
It's real, mate. It's just fucking lying, mate. It's a hypocrite.
And I keep trying to tell people, it's like
bullshit.
You know, as soon as somebody does this, he says this. You know, is nothing. He can't leave. He can't let nobody have their shine.
Yeah.
You know, this. You know, when you look at him fighting Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin and not giving that immediate rematch, you know, to Deontay Wilder. Think about it. He don't want to admit that he wasn't fucking ready. He don't want to do that.
And you know what, Mike? Isn't it funny how he doesn't want no smoke with Otto Wallin again? Because he got fucking pieced up in that fight, man. Otto Wallin beat the dog shit out of him. And it's very funny how he doesn't want to fight Otto Wallin again. And Otto Wallin's come out several times and said, I want that fight. I want that
because
fight.
he's a southpaw, innit? Otto Walling was a southpaw. He cut his eye open. Like I can't believe that he got away with that.
Went wrong. Well, what?
He should have lost that fight. He should have lost that fight. But it pisses me off, man.
I fucking hate boxing, man. Sometimes, really do. I mean, I'm not an arse licker and all that shit. I don't try never to be like that. But the reason I follow Wilder is because one, he sticks up for the black people. Two, it's not even so much that he sticks up for black people. He just reminds me of Tyson when I was a kid growing up, watching people getting knocked out. And I love boxing and I love strategic boxers, you know, like Andre Ward and fighters like that. People who can master Pernell Whitaker, people like that who can operate the way around the ring. But I'd much rather watch someone who gets knocked out any day, and that's why I like Wilder, because his fucking action speaks for himself. But yeah, Tyson Fury's full of shit, man. He's a fucking bullshit.
Thing is, though,
lying.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm calling Tyson Fury a cheat, a racist, a liar. He's all of that, and I know he is. But people are gonna be like, "Oh, prove it. Show me." You know what I mean? No, I don't need to prove it because I know, I feel it in me what sort of guy he is. The area that he comes from, like you mentioned, I know exactly.
But that's the thing. You can't fucking prove it. That's the thing. You can't prove he's a fucking liar. You see what I'm saying?
You can prove he's a liar. That's true. You can prove that he's a cheater. But the racist thing, you can't prove it. But I know he is.
Well, with that aspect is that that's the reason why I leave it alone. But I will say this, and I'm gonna say it again. I will say this: the dude doesn't give a damn about anyone else but himself. He doesn't give a damn. The motherfucker say he donated his check or whatever. Let me see how much. Let me see.
Exactly, Mike. Yes.
Let me see.
Exactly, Mike. What a load of bullshit that was.
He's a fucking liar.
Because who the fuck?
$9 million to charity.
Yeah. Let me see.
So cool.
I want to see that shit. Pep just dropped off.
To this day.
I want to see it because I think he's a liar. He's an habitual liar. And
yes, yeah.
And you know, after all that I've seen in boxing from him alone, and from other boxers and other promoters, I can tell you straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Go ahead.
You present that to someone, bro, you'll be called a ludicrous, a fucking hooligan, a fucking fantasist, and all kinds of names. But
they can call me whatever they want to.
Though, Mike, is 100% facts, bro.
They can call me whatever they want to. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you say my name when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, and that's the that's another thing that I noticed about these dudes on YouTube. You know, I'm not the one that's gonna sit up over here and insinuate people's names and shit like that. No, when I'm talking, I'm gonna say who it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say who the fuck I'm talking about. And
for real, Mike.
And for all these weirdos out here on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, that think they got the shit on lock when they sit up over here. Well, these guys or those guys. No, say who it is. Oh, so you mad? So you're gonna literally sit up over there and be like, well, I don't want to give them no shine. But the motherfuckers in your comment sections know who the fuck you talking about.
Yeah.
And then sneak this in there. That's the thing with these people. Sneak this in. That's what they're good at. You have to say people's name. If you're gonna talk about something, like say the names. Otherwise, don't even mention it. Like, because people, like you said in the comment section, they know exactly who you're talking about. But this is the thing, man. Like, this is YouTube world, man.
This live stream's getting flagged, man, because this is real talk.
It might, man. And I've been looking around on things with this flag shit, man. It's getting highly out of fucking hand.
Yeah, man, for real, bro.
It's getting out of hand. With you, Blood, and a lot of other people. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing. Unless you get a lawyer, that's just how it's gonna be. Unless you got enough money to get a lawyer and shit like that, that's exactly how it's gonna be. Because guess what? They know that you ain't got to be here. Yeah, you signed up a contract with us, and we got to abide by the contract that you agreed on with us when you signed up to have your page be monetized and shit. So unless you get a lawyer and actually force them to actually have to show up and undo your page and then have to pay you for wages lost and your lawyer fees.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
Mike, my last live, not the one I just did at the weekend, but the one before, you know, when we was talking about the zone and all that shit. Not even the one with when Oddfellow was on with us, that got flagged because we was reading off a website. But I got that one back. I sent them an email, and they sent, as soon as I sent them an email, bro, they banged it up straight away. But my second to last live stream, not this one we just done the weekend, but the one before, we was talking about the zoning and figures and all that shit. We wasn't even reading off no website, there was no audio played, no nothing, and it got flagged and taken down. Now, Mike, I sent them an email the very next day, not a shitty email, just a nice email saying, "Why'd you keep flagging me? Blah 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 blah." Put my video back up. Didn't even get a response off YouTube, mate. Now, normally YouTube always will get back to you. That's the first time I never got a fucking response off them. Didn't hear nothing off them, Mike. I sent them another email, didn't get nothing, and the video still never showed up. So it was like did we hit something? What was a politic? I can't even say the fucking.
Oh, it don't even matter. It's basically like, you know,
was
after
it something what we hit, what they didn't want us to, or what political thing or something.
I think they had COVID-19 in the subject line. I mean, the paragraph when they sent you that email.
No, that was the one before that, Mike. That was the one what I showed you when we was reading the fucking, oh god, what's it called? What Tyson calls himself? The oh fucking hell, what's it called? What's the belt called? What you don't see?
Oh, that lineal bullshit.
Oh, lineal.
Yeah, that lineal shit. Yeah, that's it. We was reading off the lineal site. That what I sent you before, Mike. The email back off YouTube. That was a reply off when they flagged me for reading the lineal website.
Well, you know, I wouldn't have been reading that shit. I mean, I'm not reading that shit off no website, not on my page. I wouldn't be reading this shit. I can give a damn who thinks what lineal should be or not. I can give a damn.
Yeah.
If you don't want to agree with what's actual fucking, you know, feasible, whatever the case may be, I don't want to hear it because there's too many opinions on it. I'm not gonna speak on that shit. I don't give a fuck. I got my own opinions on it, so fuck it. Fuck what everybody else got to say.
See you in a bit.
What?
I'm gonna dip. My sister's ringing me.
All right, man.
I'll jump back on if you're still live in a minute.
I might not. I'm getting kind of hungry.
All right.
I'll see you soon, Laws.
All right, bro. I'll speak to you soon.
See you too, love. Yeah.
Later, Mike. Later, Pat. Later to everyone. I've got to go because my sister's ringing me. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Yeah, this lineal stuff anyway is made up by some historians anyway. So that's why I don't understand why people always argue about this. Like, it's been made like to make certain people look good anyway. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I don't really agree with it anymore anyway.
Right. I mean, but you know, back to you know the other you know bullshit that we got going on. You know, that's the reason why, you know, I kind of just, you know, stay in my own spot and basically, you know, just use my own judgment, not somebody else's, you know, way of thinking when I'm coming up with things, because, you know, that can change, that can sway your way of thinking, and maybe possibly not in a good way. And that's the reason why when you go to people's channels that always wants to, you know, talk about the LDBC, but don't want to say LDBC, but always talk about them by way of Deontay Wilder and the PBC, that's the reason why they don't get ahead. That's the reason why, you know, they don't get the views and shit like that that they wish they could get no more. Because nobody give a damn. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell I can sit up over here, talk about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua over and over and over and over and over again. This shit is fucking boring. The shit is fucking boring.
Yeah. Hate creates views, though. This is the thing, in it. Like, this is not. It's not even about the LDBC. Like, it's like when you hate on something, yeah, that's gonna create a lot of attention, and a lot, especially when people are like black, and these people are like, you know, they're racist as well. So when they talk about certain things that they got sign in common, like, yeah, that's what gets them the views, and that's why they talk about the LDBC, how bad they are, even though the LDBC was there first, but they don't want to acknowledge it, and they want to piggyback off the LDBC and all these guys. There's a lot of channels out there that are named after the LDBC, and they want to slag off the LDBC. So, for example, when Blue Blood makes like a video, someone's waiting and they're hungry to make a response on Blue Blood, and then somebody else that wants to do about 78 or BFTB. These guys are known to live off the LDBC, and they've been doing it for years.
Right. But you know, I'm not mad at them. Just cite your source. You know what I'm saying? Just cite your source. Cite your source. You know, I understand why they don't really want to do that, because then people ain't gonna listen to them. You know, who the fuck want to listen to something that ain't healthy? You know. But you got any last words, man? Because I need to get something to eat, bro.
Yeah, man, it's been a great show. Thanks for having me. We cooked on pretty much everything tonight. Yeah, man, I will see you next time, man, bro, man. You take care of yourself. Have a good evening, and everybody else, I'm out.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day, and everybody out there, make sure y'all stay sucker free. Also, go out there and subscribe to Pep, Stormy B Man, Lawrence Williams, The Underrated Darkness. Go out there and subscribe to these guys. And I believe Blue Blood Sports TV is on right now. So going over there and check him out. All right, see you guys soon.